Yeah, it's raining a little. Can you see?
Wow. Okay, okay, okay.
Yes, it's raining over us. Just started now. It's about
Wow.
so so everything is well.
I hope everybody is doing good though.
Brother Eric, what's up? What's up? What's the latest, brother? What's going on with you? Brother Francis, how are you, sir? What's going on?
I'm doing great.
Yes, yes, yes. Did you guys go to church today or not really?
Yeah, I was able to go to church.
Okay, okay. What church do you go to? What's the name of your church?
Assemblies of God.
Assemblies of God. Okay, yes. Very famous branch here in the U.S. Very big denomination out here in the U.S. Some of my family members go there. So we're going to give it another 5 minutes for some of our members to gather, and then we're going to move forward. It's nice to see all of you gathering. Brother Jen, what type of training is it? What type of training are you guys going to? What do you guys
Okay,
do?
we are doing forest trading. Forest.
Oh, okay, right. Good. Awesome. I'll definitely be communicating with you, Brother James, about that this week. Trading is something that you really have to be a real student to understand it fully. You know, you have to invest the time studying, and
Okay.
you have to be a real disciplined student because it requires real focus. It's not something that comes overnight. You really got to know what you're doing, but it's exciting. It's really exciting. It's a real process
Boss,
of learning.
please.
Yes.
I've tried to reconnect the what I want to say before, but thank God I remember that the meeting I always shared. Please, I want to know the time for the meeting again. The training of the trading meeting or something like that. I thought you said that I didn't know the day. I forgot.
It's hard to hear you, John. Say that again. Could you repeat that again?
I said about the training, maybe in the afternoon training for the trading or something like that. Aside from this,
Right.
is the training still going on aside from this our meeting here?
Yes. In fact, there's a morning class. There's a morning class that we go on every single morning. 9:30 New York time. It goes for about an hour. There's training on how to trade stocks. I'm included in that class, and it's every single morning, Monday through Friday. Actually, you could log on to this same Zoom information. You could just press it and log on. You'll actually be able to see live trading on how stocks are traded in the New York stock market. So that's an option for those of you who want to learn how to trade stocks. That's an option for you. In terms of Forex, that's another level. I'm going to be communicating with Brother James and Brother Ajen to see what platform they're using, but we have one, it's on the Telegram. There's live Forex trading classes that's going on in terms of Forex. So that's something that I'll be making accessible to those of you that are interested also in getting classes on Forex training. So those are two options that will be coming up for those of you that are interested in trading, okay? So you guys keep that in mind. All right, so family, this meeting is gonna last for about 25 minutes, all right? About 10:45, we're gonna be wrapping this up. So I wanted to put the word out there. Any thoughts in regards to our team that anyone would like to share in terms of improving our team, in terms of things that we can use to move forward? Any thoughts from anyone? Anyone has any ideas, anything that's been on their hearts in terms of the team and us moving forward as a team? Any thoughts? Anyone, any ideas, any thoughts? Hi, Sister Monique, how are you?
Hello, okay. Mr. James wants to say something.
Oh, Brother James would like to say something. All right,
Yes, yes, Jason.
Brother James, talk to me.
Oh, okay, sir. I was wondering if we could form an association like with the countries in the group. No, for instance, Ghana, the students in Ghana could get to know each other very much. In case anything happens to the other, the person can be of help to the other one.
Okay. All right. So local community efforts. Local community efforts. I like that. Local community efforts by local team members that are located within individualized countries. Okay, that's actually been on my heart. There's nothing like community, and I really, really want you guys to develop a sense of sisterhood, brotherhood, whereby we begin to look out for each other and begin to become a support system for one another. Anyone that's involved in a business, any type of business locally, I would love for you guys to really begin to see how you can support that business and enhance that business. Anyone locally that has a need, you know, you guys should be in the know. You guys should be aware of it. We want to be a support system for each other. Remember, family, what we do here lays the foundation for what our group will be, you know, a year from now. You know, we have to set the core foundation on what we will be as an example to the rest of the world, as a pattern to the rest of the world. We want to put together a structured team that will bring enhancement and transformation to our own individual lives and to the lives of other people. So I think it would be nice for you guys to meet up locally, to have local meetups and begin to really form a bond and be aware of what each other needs are and to become a support system for that, you know. I think everyone in Nigeria should definitely have a meeting where you guys come together, take some pictures and have sit-down group conversations and see how we could put our energies together and begin to create resources and progress financially to really begin to be a, a source of help and empowerment. So not just, emotionally, and financially, but also spiritually, just that's all part of what makes us, an external family. So I definitely like that idea. Any thoughts or ideas or feedback on how we could make that more powerful and more beneficial? All right. So okay, so that's one aspect how we can grow as a team. And I really want us to add some more thought and some more ideas to that. We must first establish how to set up and enhance our own individual lives, and then begin to, set a standard and a foundation as a team of, how to establish a good life. One of the things I wanted to go over today is life management. I started last week in last week's meeting in dealing with the life management concept, the M theory, whereby we begin to lay a foundation and a structure for how we manage our individual lives. When you have a life management system that you structure and set up your life under, it really sets the standard for you to create more progress in your life, for you to go stronger and faster towards your goals and dreams as an individual. People that if you don't manage what you have, you lack a sense of growth, progress, and you don't know how to duplicate it if it works. People that are paying attention have a sense of what works and what doesn't work. Life management helps you to pay attention to your journey, pay attention to your progress, pay attention to what works in your journey and what doesn't. And once you find out as an individual what makes your life tick, what makes your life work, you can then begin to share it. You could share it with your kids, you could share it with family, friends, and your fellow man. And the reason why I'm so big on us being students of life is because we want to create significant progress. We want to set an example for the team members that are coming down the line. And the only way we could do that is if we have an understanding of what works and what doesn't work. Okay, the great leaders of our world have documented and written great examples of what creates success and what doesn't. And so the structure that we're going to use as a team, and you're not limited to this particular structure. Obviously, you could have your own thoughts and ideas added to enhance your life. But the structure that works for me that I, always promote is the M theory. And the M theory, as I was sharing with you guys, it's split up into 7 different parts. And it helps you to pretty much keep your life on a solid track and running smoothly and productive. So the first M, as we know, is master. The second M is mind. The third M is mouth. The fourth M is measurement of time. Fifth M is money. 6 is movement, and 7 is maturity, which is the end goal of us, having a life management program, is to mature, to grow, to create progress. So last week we dealt with M1, which is master, and M2, which is mind. And pretty much this week we're going to deal with M3, which is mouth, and M4, which is measurement of time. In terms of M3, is it possible someone can pull out Matthew chapter 15 for us? Matthew chapter 15. Can anyone read for us Matthew chapter 15, starting at verse 1? Is that possible? Anyone has a Bible that they could read that for us? Is that possible? Can anyone read that for us? This is a really great point.
Yes, I can. Matthew chapter 15, verse.
Verse 1. Start from verse 1.
All right. It says, this is the genealogy of Jesus, the Messiah. Sorry.
Chapter 15, verse 1. I'm not sure if you know right.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Matthew chapter 15, verse 1.
Yeah.
All right. The Bible says, then some Pharisees and teachers of the law came to Jesus from Jerusalem and asked, why do your disciples break the tradition of the elders? They don't wash their hands before they eat. Should I continue, sir?
Yes, just continue going. I'll tell you when to stop. Go ahead.
Jesus replied, and why do you break the command of God for the sake of your tradition? For God said, honor your father and mother, and anyone who curses their father or mother is to be put to death. But you say that if anyone declares that what might have been used to help their father or mother is devoted to God, they are not to honor their father or mother with it. Thus, you nullify the word of God for the sake of your tradition. You hypocrites, Isaiah was right when he prophesied about you. These people honor me with their lips, but their hearts are far from me. They worship me in vain. Their teachings are merely human rules. Jesus called the crowd to him and said, listen and understand. What goes into someone's mouth does not defile them, but what comes out of their mouth, that is what defiles them. Verse 12. Then the disciples came to him and asked, do you know that the Pharisees were offended when they heard this? He replied, every plant that my heavenly Father has not planted will be pulled by the roots. Leave them, they are blind guides. If the blind lead the blind, both will fall into a pit. Verse 15, Peter said, explain the parable to us. Are you still so dull? Jesus asked them. Don't you see that whatever enters the mouth goes into the stomach and then out of the body? But the things that come out of a person's mouth come from the heart, and these defile them. For out of the heart come evil thoughts, murder, adultery, sexual immorality, theft, false testimony, slander. These are what defile a person, but eating with unwashed hands does not defile them.
All right, stop
Verse
right.
21.
That's good. That's good. Stop
All
right.
right, sir.
Okay. All right. So here is this story about Christ, and pretty much he's talking to the leaders of his day, and they were so focused on, doing things according to tradition. And Jesus was trying to bring out a strong point. They were focused on, the washing of the hands and what goes into the mouth, creating spiritual defilement. And Jesus put out an excellent point. He was showing that what comes in is not necessarily what defiles you, but it's what comes out, right? And so M3, which deals with the mouth, we deal with both aspects of what goes into the body and what comes out of the body, right? What comes out of your mouth has to be a source of empowerment. It has to be a source of good. And what I want you guys to be aware of, there's a lot of noise feedback. What I want you guys to be aware of is this. In our group, in our team, I want you all to study what goes in the mouth and what comes out. What goes in the mouth, M3, which deals with mouth management, what we take into our bodies doesn't spiritually defile us, but it can biologically destroy us, okay? And so I want you guys to focus on what goes into your system in regards to food, okay? It's important as a team that we have a concept and an understanding of nutrition, all right? And I want us to study nutrition because it's a crucial part of our success. It's a crucial part of our success. People that don't study nutrition, they eat whatever. They don't have any boundaries, okay? They don't have any vision for their health. There's diseases such as diabetes, heart disease, that are wiping people out in our world. And it's coming strictly from what goes into the mouth. The foods that you eat, okay? And I want you guys to write these key things down. I was hoping some of you had, come with a pen and paper. The foods that we eat, you must understand some few key terms in terms of nutrition and what goes into the mouth, okay? First thing I want you guys to look up this week, and I want us to share this with the group as we find different things. What I want you guys to research, number one, is anti-inflammatory foods. Anti-inflammatory foods. You guys should know what that is. If you don't know what it is, it's okay. We're going to study it as a team. Anti-inflammatory foods. Okay, in terms of what goes into the mouth, you have to notice. If you're going to be a person of value and a person of importance that creates positive change for the rest of the world, you guys have to notice. Antioxidants, you have to know what that means. Antioxidants. Okay, antioxidants. That's ANTIOXIDANT. Antioxidants, okay? Healthy fat and unhealthy fat. You guys must know the difference. Healthy fats and unhealthy fats. Crucial that you know these, okay? Free radicals, you must know what that is. Free radicals. This is all mouth management. If you're not managing your mouth, you're opening your health to all kinds of diseases. If you are not managing your mouth, and remember, M3 deals with what goes in the mouth, what comes out of the mouth. If you are not managing your mouth, you're open to anything happening in your health. There's no boundaries, there's no restrictions. It's not just important for you to, protect and manage your life, your family, but you also got to protect and manage your mouth, what goes in and out of it, okay? You must understand what vitamins are. Vitamins, write it down. Many people say it, but they have no idea what vitamins are, okay? Minerals, you must understand what minerals are, okay? Every time you make a choice to take a piece of food and put it in your mouth, you're either enhancing your health or you're destroying it. You're either enhancing your biology or you're shaving years or time off of it, okay? Omega-3s. You have to understand what that is. Omega-3s, crucial. Omega-6, crucial. You must specifically understand what those are. Okay? I want that's gonna be it for now. I want you guys to make some personal time this week to study those few things that I just mentioned. And that deals with what goes into the body. In times past, when the Old Testament tells us not to eat pork, there's a reason why God specifically said eat certain foods and don't eat certain foods. There's a reason. He didn't just throw it out there just because he wanted to, restrain your happiness and your pleasure. He said it for a reason. Certain foods goes into your system, clogs your arteries, gives you heart diseases. Okay, when your arteries are clogged from certain fats, you can't function the way you're supposed to function. It cuts short your life. Okay, every single time you sit to have breakfast, lunch, or dinner, you're either enhancing your biological success or you're taking away from it. You're either blessing your body or you are taking away from your body's future health. You have to know these things. Don't just, be a type of person that, has a basic understanding of nutrition, but you should have a detailed understanding to know every single time you put food into your mouth, what you're doing to your body. It may not defile you spiritually, as Jesus was talking, but it can destroy you biologically. So I want you guys to understand that. Everything is permissible, but not everything is beneficial. It may be permissible for us to have some pork every now and then, but it's not necessarily beneficial. So there's things that are permissible, okay, but not necessarily beneficial. The foods we're eating in this generation is not what foods used to be. Okay, for instance, milk, cows, they're putting so many different chemicals inside of cows to make them bigger and fatter so that they could make profits. That the problem is the chemicals are not just going into the cows, but the chemicals are ending up in us. And those chemicals shave off life, health, nutrition from us. They're not healthy for us at all. But they help the cows to get bigger, and the sellers in the food industry make bigger money. Okay, so you have to study the foods that you're eating. It's not like years ago where you could just eat some meat and it's great, it's healthy. They're pumping these animals up with chemicals, and the chemicals are going into us and destroying our biology, creating diseases. Heart disease, diabetes, they're not old age diseases that people just get as they get older. No, sugar is damaging to your biology. You have to understand there's a limited amount of sugar that you should be taking into your system on a daily basis. You guys have to know these numbers, okay? Sugar is very toxic for your system if you're having more than 26 grams of sugar per day. You're opening up the door for future diabetes. That's a lot of pressure that you're putting on your pancreas. These are things you should understand. Do not just be an average human being that lacks understanding about these things. You have to have a knowledge of what you're putting into your mouth. Mouth management, crucial. Soda, very toxic for your system. Tons of sugar in soda. I'm not saying, you guys should not eat these things or drink these things altogether at all. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying understand these things and what they're doing to you. I go to functions and parties where I just have a good time and I don't, limit myself on what I take in. But my daily regimen on how I eat, what I take in, it's a different ball game. It's a different story. I'm very, very meticulous about what I allow myself to have on a daily basis. Why? I want to take care of this temple that God has given me. I want to take care of this body that God has given me. I'm going to need this body to go forward in the future and to achieve and accomplish my goals and dreams. If it's not functioning in its best way possible, then I am not equipping myself to accomplish my goals and dreams in the best way possible, because the machine, the body that God has given me to go forward into life and to do great things, it's not in its best health. You wake up and you're feeling tired and lazy, that's a problem. Something is wrong. If you don't study nutrition and health, you're in the dark. You don't want to be in the dark in life. The more you're aware in life and the more consciously exposed to truth and reality about what you're doing to your body, is the greater the chances are of you being a person of empowerment and enhancement to you your family, your friends, and your fellow man. You could be a force for good once you understand nutrition. You don't just put anything in your mouth. It's very important you understand that. Okay, I really want you guys to take on that type of a mouth management mentality, that, you know, we don't just put anything into our mouth. Okay, so that's one aspect of what I want you guys to look up. So those different areas that I just mentioned earlier, please this week post in the group. What is antioxidants? What is anti-inflammatory foods? What is inflammation? Okay, we hear about anti-inflammatory, meaning against inflammation, foods that are against inflammation or stop inflammation. What is inflammation? Inflammation is at the foundation of so many diseases. What are the foods that stir up inflammation? You know, milk is one of the foods that actually stir up inflammation in your body. Okay, you should be aware of that. Okay, if you're dosing down milk into your system every single day, you need to know what kind of effect milk is having on your system. Okay, family, we want to be people that are conscious and aware of nutrition. We don't want to be in the dark about that. Okay, so that's some really exciting, great stuff once you understand it. All right, so the second aspect of M3 is what comes out of our mouth. Okay, so what goes into our mouth is not just important what goes into our mouth, but what comes out of our mouth is important. Okay, when a person opens up their mouth, it tells you the contents of who they are on the inside. It tells you the contents of their heart, who that person is. Ladies, you that are single, that are looking for a mate in life. Gentlemen, you that are single, okay? When you're considering a person, to be in a relationship with a person, you want to have a listening ear to hear what comes out of their mouth, okay? You want to see their heart, the fineness on the outside. I don't care how good she looks, how fine she is. Ladies, I don't care how muscular and good looking he is, how good he smells. What's on the inside is major. It's everything. You have to hear what's on the inside of that person. If you're not paying attention, you will miss it. Ladies, listen to how he treats his mom. Drill him about his mom. And listen. Listen to what's coming out of his mouth in regards to his mother, his sisters, his aunt. See how he treats the women in his life. That's crucial. How a man treats his mother is a great, great sign. It's huge when it comes to understanding how he's going to treat you. His first experience with a woman was his mom. The love, honor, and respect a man shows to his mom is major. It's a major, major indicator as to how he's going to treat you. Now, obviously, in the beginning of relationships, people tend to put their best foot forward and it's all rosy and sweet. You get all the classic treatment, the opening up of the door, the roses, you know, the phone calls, oh, I just called to say I love you. All of that is in the beginning of a relationship. You get a lot of that sweet, beautiful stuff in the beginning of a relationship. But over time, as things start to settle and simmer down, who that person is on the inside is crucial. It begins to come out when the fireworks and the exciting phase of that relationship simmers down. Who that person is on the inside, the character of that person will determine whether or not you have a successful relationship with them or not. And this is not just relationships on a romantic level, but it's business, you know, it's work, it's, you know, all those different areas of life. The character on the outside gets exposed through the mouth. You can hear a person's heart if you're paying attention. Now, obviously, some people, you know, could be liars at times, but they can't always be telling lies. Eventually, if you pay attention, you will hear a person's heart. okay? But you have to be listening. You know, you have to be listening. You have to be paying attention. You need to, if you're going to turn a person into a life partner, you need to be drilling them inside out. This is why I encourage my sisters, you know, if you're going on a date, okay, you know, you want to begin to really pay attention to his thoughts. If he's always, you know, trying to push you towards, you know, let's meet up, let's go to my place, let's go to your place, and the conversation always seems to go in a direction of, you know, you guys getting alone and together, you want to begin to understand that you know, his intentions could be purely physical. A guy will see you in three ways, ladies, and you guys, I want you girls to pay attention to this. He'll either see you as a bride, a future bride, a boundary that he will not cross, or a body. A bride, a body, or a boundary. That's how a man will see you in those three ways. If he sees you as a bride, a woman that he, you know, sees himself with in the future, you'll hear it. You'll see it in his actions. If you're just a body to him, his whole mission will be to get you in the bedroom. That's his heart speaking. If every last conversation is about him getting you in a bedroom, his heart is speaking. His heart is speaking. He sees a body. He's just looking at a body and what he can have and do with that body. You want to pay attention to what's coming out of his mouth, you know? And so it's crucial that we become good listeners, okay? When a man is willing to invest time in you, when he's willing to get on that phone and invest time in you. It was funny because I was in a relationship class, and one of the things that was suggested, I thought it was hilarious, but there's so much truth in it. The speaker was advising that a woman pay attention to a man's reaction when she's on her cycle. Pay very close attention to a man, how he treats you when you're on your cycle. Does he still want to hang out? Does he still want to spend time around you? Or does he all of a sudden get busy? If he all of a sudden get busy every time you get on your cycle, his interest is not about you. He's got other interests, and only when, you know, you are sexually available, he's available. His heart is speaking. You know, his heart is speaking. If he wants to be around you, whether you're on your cycle or not, he's just excited, want to invest time with you. That man spend hours on the phone talking with you, and the conversation is about many other things, not just sex. You're listening to his heart. He's exposing his heart, you know, and it's so crucial that you pay attention to the details. Family, the devil is in the details. That's an expression I've been hearing for years. Look at the details. If you are aloof and you're not paying attention, you're not focusing, you're gonna miss that person's heart. From the overflow of the heart, guess what? The mouth speaketh. Truth comes out of the mouth. Okay, the mouth starts to speak. Gentlemen, it's the same thing with a young lady. If all she wants is her hair done and her nails done and buy me this and buy me that, she's interested in your pocket, not you. You know, she's sending a message. But if, you know, that woman, you know, spends time with you and want to be around you and want to invest time in you, And it's not always about you spending money on her. You know, she's sending a message. That's a message. Pay attention. Okay? These are things we want to be consciously aware of as singles in relationships. You know, we want to be consciously aware of certain things. And it really lays the foundation for us to have success in those areas. Because, you know, people that are just in la la land, out to lunch, you know, they miss it. They miss it. They miss it. Remember the three individuals in life, right? There's people that make things happen, people that watch things happen. Y'all should definitely write this down. Some make things happen, some watch things happen, and some goes, what happened? You do not want to be that person who's saying, what happened? Okay, how did I get here? How did we get here? What happened? That's for individuals who are aloof. Their minds is not focused. They're not paying attention to the details. You do not want to be one of those individuals with your health. You do not want to be one of those individuals with your relationships. You do not want to be one of those individuals with your money. You have to be paying attention to life and to the details. You got to be managing your life. You have to determine who gets into your life and who doesn't. Who gets access to your heart and who doesn't. Qualify the individuals that come into your life. You won't know who those individuals are if you are not a good listener. When they open their mouth, you have to be listening. So the same way you qualify the people that come into your life, you qualify the foods that come into your mouth. It's the same thing. Do not just allow yourself to eat whatever you want to eat. No, it's called discipline. Discipline sets boundaries, delayed gratification, okay? Yes, you want to eat ice cream and fatty foods and fried chicken and fried foods are toxic to your health. You have to have boundaries, you know? You have to have boundaries. And I'm dancing back and forth between foods and people, but this is all about management, life management. Okay, you have to have boundaries, people. You got to have boundaries for the foods you eat and for the people that you set into your world. And only if you're paying attention, you really and truly figure out what's good for your life and what's not. You have one life, you got to protect it. The life that God has given you, you are the person that's in charge of whether or not it prospers or whether or not it fails. You're in charge of this. You know, I'm big on reading, I'm big on studying, and I motivate you guys in that direction. Why? Because it puts you in a state of being aware. It makes you consciously aware of what's good and what's not good for your journey, for your life. It shows you where to set up boundaries. Keep certain people out of your world. Keep certain foods out of your world. It's important that you manage your life. It's all about life management, okay? And I really want you guys to take on that type of an attitude, that type of position. I wanted to move on to measurement of time, but we're out of time. And, you know, I'm gonna stop there, but, you know, just mouth management is what we're taking away from today, and life management. You know, it's so crucial. All right, and I really want you guys to embrace that and understand that. Brother Brent, I see you on the line. How are you, sir? Wonder if you can hear me. Can you guys hear? Can you guys hear?
I can hear. I can hear, but I don't know about
Yeah,
everybody
we
else.
are hearing you.
Yeah, we can.
Brother Brent.
Yeah, I can absolutely hear you. I can hear you. I'm paying attention and listening.
You know the truth, and you're good to see you. It's good to see you, brother. Okay, so you guys get that? You guys, is there any closing comments, any thoughts in regards to what was just said?
I have a lot of things of what was said, but it's a lot. Let me see. what I was thinking.
Yes, what
All
stood out
right.
to you, my sister? What stood out to you?
So when you were first talking, this is from the beginning, you were talking about how to improve the group, but I'm like wondering the same thing because I don't personally know everybody, but it's hard for some people to open up to each other and build that trust.
Right.
So, you know, like how do you target that with people so we can be there for each other? We might not be in the same cities or area, you know, nobody lives here with me and where I live, but
Okay.
however, we can contact each other online and just that getting comfortable and opening up to each other, building trust, you know, and communication so that we can, like you said, in detail, look for those details in each other.
Yes.
And you know that gives us the perspective of what we look and think about each other. So you
Yes.
got to that relationship thing, and this part of a little part of that relationship thing, um just how people look at us, you know, is the way they will treat us.
Yes.
And then you were talking about what goes into the mouth. And I mean, I don't have a problem with that, but it is good for everybody to know. So we should try to help each other with what knowledge we have.
Right.
And then you made me think of Ephesians 4:29 when you were talking about what goes, you know, comes out of our mouth, because we can build each other up that
Yes.
way, or we can tear each other down, and that is the truth.
Yes.
Um, so what I'm really focused on is how we build trust with each other so that we can be open with each other and have those deep, detailed conversations, you know,
Yes. Yes.
so we
Absolutely.
can pour out to each other and target the whatever the problem is, if there is a problem, you know, that we might have with each other that's keeping us separated.
Yes. 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 Wow. Yeah, that's loaded. It's not easy to always step out of our comfort zone to get to know each other, you know, but I truly believe that as we open up to each other, we really open up the door for healing and for transformation for each other. Because I honestly believe that there's a divine reason why all of us came together as a group, you know, to create some sort of impact in our individual lives and in the lives of others. It's so beautiful when you could really put your life in a servant-like position to touch others. But we have to push past our comfort zone, and we got to get out there and talk to each other, communicate with each other, um, and get past that boundary, that initial boundary of, you know, not being comfortable, you know, and not knowing each other. So that's very important. Thank you for sharing that, my sister. Appreciate that.
You're welcome. That's just what I'm focused on, because I see that a little bit, and how sometimes we say mean things to each other and get upset with each other, and I just want to target that. That's like the smallest, most simplest form I can think of right now when you say to improve our group.
Right.
And we don't always watch the words we say to each other, but and we don't know how to approach that when somebody says something hurtful to us either, other than to the book we're reading, emotional intelligence, not to take it personally or get offended so easily. But how do we like communicate that with each other? But that sounds really difficult for me.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I think I will think about that and see if I could figure that out. But I just think that's important in improving the group as a whole.
Yes. Yes. Communication. And look, family, we're going to offend each other in this group. It's going to happen. There's going to come times when we are going to share stuff and it's going to offend each other. But how we deal with that is important, you know, and this is why we studied emotional intelligence too, because if we allow our emotions to take on that offense and run with it, guess what? Our mouth is going to start speaking based on our emotional body. And our emotions don't always, you know, handle things the best way forward. And remember what the scripture says. It says, soft words turn away wrath. So if a brother or sister offends you in the group, gather yourself together, gather your emotions together, first of all, Make sure when you open up your mouth, it's your intellect sharing, not your emotions. Because if your emotions get in there and start doing the sharing, it could be, it could add fuel to the fire. So we want to be, careful in how we handle conflict in our team, because it's going to happen. You guys are not always going to agree with me and what I share, and that's fine too. Okay, it's okay for you guys to not agree with myself, but if our overall heart is to grow and help each other and grow as a team, we have to leave room for each other to be different and yet to still function as a family, as a body. You guys get that?
All right.
Yes,
sir. Investing that time, man. All right, that sounds good.
All right. Anyone else? Any other thoughts? Anyone else?
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, Brother Mike. So glad to see you in our first meeting. Happy to see you, bro.
Yeah, that's my first Zoom meeting, man, and I really enjoy the moment. Like, I get to learn a lot of stuff, and one of the things you said that I like put in my mind is like focus on the details. That is really important. Like, you don't want to be the person that be saying what happened with your money, with a relationship, and so on. You gotta be focused on the details, because, man, I learned so much. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your thoughts. Thank you for all the things you shared, and I was like glad being there with you. And I have a question.
Yes, that's why we're here.
When you talk about like focus on what's coming out of someone's mouth.
Yes.
Like, there are people that tends to be like trying to impress you, like lying.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Trying to act fake and be fake. Mm-hmm. How do you like read between the lines? How do you focus on the details of someone that is like trying to impress and making a first impression?
Okay.
And not revealing their true nature.
Okay. Anyone wants to address that? Does anyone in the group want to address that? How would you deal with that?
Okay,
Yeah, somebody wanted to see something?
All right, you both can share. Go ahead, Brother Brent, no problem. You guys can both share. Go ahead. What's your question?
All right, so I think it's kind of hectic when somebody be playing you and acting up on you, and giving you probably mixed signals or the wrong signals, in order to play you. Because I mean, we have a lot of people that come into relationships, or a lot of people that come into unions with different agendas and different motives. But what my take from my experience, and from just looking at how things play out in general, I think the biggest test of all is the test of time.
Yes.
Time ends up revealing all, So if a person comes into your life and they're rushing to want to do things fast, let's do this fast. That's a telltale sign of something, of a person's motives,
Yes.
If a person comes into your life, you have to assess these two things. Are they acting, short term or long term?
Yes.
Those are two very important things that you absolutely have to look at. You can, whether either you're a guy or you're a lady, you have to look at these things and assess them. Is this person investing in my in my potential, in my future? What kind of language, exactly like what Mr. Henry was talking about, or they're the kind of person just wants that just talks about if you're a girl, all they talk about is buying you weaves and small stuff like that in order to get booty. Or they're talking about probably investing in your education. And language absolutely matters, like what Mr. Henry was saying. But at the end of the day, take time. You don't have to rush. The problem is half the time we are convinced by superficial things.
Yes.
And we never really give time. It's space to do its thing, because trust me, time reveals everything. Time reveals character. Time reveals attitude. Time reveals all those things that we hide inside that we never really want to reveal. So that's just what I wanted to say. If you're not sure about a person's character or how they behaving, or if you think that they're lying and being pretentious, give it to time. Time will definitely reveal everything. So yeah, thank you everybody.
Awesome, awesome. Sister Joni, you wanted to share some thoughts on that too?
Well, he pretty much covered everything. I just would have said it a different way, but I don't have to say it again. And so I'm just thinking like how the Bible says for us to like protect our hearts, and I think that's where I kind of struggle. Maybe
Okay.
I
All
don't
right.
really think that's important to discuss, but that's just what my thoughts on that. And he pretty much covered everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
I want to ask another question
Yes,
in
Brother
relation to
Eric.
that.
Go ahead, Brother Eric. We're
All
listening.
right, I do believe that time reveals all, and no matter what somebody tries to hide, when the time is right, the truth is going to come out. It's out a bit too late. What if by the time it comes out, the damage has already been done? That's my question.
Right. And that's why it's imperative for you to take things slowly. You want to be prayerful, like you know, we teach in our life management team that M1 is the first activity of your day. Meeting with the master is the first activity of our day. We start our day off with prayer. We start our day off talking to God before we talk to men. If you seek God, you will find him. And so you want to bring any individual that you have an interest in. Every single morning you wake up, before you brush your teeth, before you say hi to family, your first meditation should be on God. God, lead me through this day. Give me insight. Give me understanding. Show me the heart of this person that I'm so in love with. Help me to make the right decision when it comes to this relationship. We have an additional advantage that the average person in the world doesn't have. We have our master. We have the creator of this entire universe who know the hearts of all men. God can reveal to you the heart of a person, okay?
That's true.
You guys got to keep that in mind. Like, we're not alone here.
Fact.
We're not
Fact.
alone, you know? So we can address it, but here's the thing. Sometimes you're so in love. You're so thinking about this person, you know, that they have you in another, you know, in this ball of excitement where you're not hearing anybody. Mommy is seeing it, daddy's seeing it, uncle, brother's seeing it, cousin is seeing it.
You're not seeing it.
You're
You
not
tend
seeing
to be
it.
blind and deaf.
Love is like consuming you. I mean, and I've been there. Like, you could be so caught up with this individual. Oh, the way she smells, oh, the way she talks. Oh, her hair, you know, blah, 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 blah. Consumed with the glory and the beauty of this person.
Hello?
You're not seeing, you know, the other stuff over here, you know. And so we want to be a people that is not average, that gets caught up by the beauty and the flair, and we're not seeing the details. We're not seeing those silent details that's telling you, wait a minute, this don't look right. You know, I know what she looks like, and I know how fine she is, but this over here, do you see how she just spoke to her dad? You know, did you see how she just handled, you know, her mom? Like, those little details, you know, can save you all that invested time that, you know, you're going to devote and invest in this person, and it turns out to be a wrong individual. But, you know,
I like that.
You
Yeah,
gotta,
that's important.
yeah.
Okay,
You know, so use God in the morning. Ask God for wisdom. Ask God to give you dreams. I get crazy dreams. Oh my God. One of these days I'll tell you guys about the dreams that I get. But they reveal to me stuff that helps me in my decision making. Ask God to give you insight, dreams, send a friend, give you a sign. You have to be in tune with your creator, with your master. He's got some answers for you, but you got to seek him. You got to see prayer in the morning as an important thing. You know, M1 is crucial. If you just wake up, jump out of your bed, brush your teeth, start your day, put on, you know, Instagram, put on the TV, and No, 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 no. Don't manage your life that way. Start your day right. Put God first. Ask God for insight. You know, that's part of why we have a life management system the way we do, because we want to be a people that's in the know. We don't want to be a people that's in the dark. You know, so
Um,
Sister Monique, you want to say something?
just to add to what he's saying, or to what you're saying,
Yeah.
um, I was in a similar situation where I was confused about someone that I liked.
Mhm.
And knowing the person I am, I pray about everything, and sometimes I think that we are reluctant to pray about things because we think that God is not interested in every aspect of our lives. And He is interested in every single detail of our lives, and we should put it in front of Him all the time.
Mhm.
And so I was taught that from a very young age. I was taught by my mom to pray about every single thing. And however insignificant it may seem, it
Mhm.
matters to God,
Mhm.
and you should pray about it. And so as you said before, God will give you dreams. He will give you sign. He will send someone to even speak to you about your interests and your love interests. So
Mhm.
I think I was in a situation the other day, and God showed me like a lot of dreams about this person, and I think I was just blinded by, you know, my interest. I wanted to put my interest in front, and I was blinded by that. So it's another thing to get um instruction, but it's another thing to listen, to listen. You understand? So you have to listen. You can ask God, but at the same time it's important to listen to what He has to say. You know what I mean? So if you ask, and don't doubt, if you ask God a question, you will answer it. You
Yeah.
understand? So don't be afraid
Yeah.
to ask Him. He is there, you know, so don't be afraid. And that's all I have to say this evening.
Awesome. Awesome. Anyone else? Anyone else want to put some thoughts on that?
All right. Well, I just want to share, like, I'm just sitting here and I'm just thinking about everything. And we've gone over this over and over again with the book we're reading, with the M theory management strategies, and the what's that called? The principles. And I think before, like, you asked, I know I posted a verse, a Bible verse in the chat and the group chat, and you said, how do we like marry those things now? Whether it's a relationship, whether it's in our daily activities or progressing in life, you know, we come across these problems, right? And again, if we refer back to the book Emotional Intelligence, all this is just coming to me. So like all my answers are like right there. And
Yes.
so I really like that we come together, we talk about these to remind me of those things, because I have all the answers right here. And sort of, because there's still gray areas in there that I don't fully understand. And with time, you know,
Yes.
we'll learn. That's just my, I don't know what I was thinking right now. I wanted to share that.
Awesome. Awesome. I appreciate your participation, Joni. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. That's awesome. Um, yeah, guys, I really love this. You know, it is nothing like it. It's so important for us to come together. That's why I decided to have Zoom meetings every week, because I realize as much as we're chatting here and there on WhatsApp, there's nothing like when we could actually come together as a family, as a group, as a team, and just see each other and share thoughts and draw more from each other. Um, and you know, it's just a beautiful thing across the board. You know, so I really love this, and we definitely have to do this every single Sunday, 10 a.m. New York time. I'll be here. You know, we come together as a family, and we go through every last one of those sections of the M theory, and then we're going to go through principles, and we're going to just share and talk. And then we're also going to go through our overall vision for, you know, our team and our efforts. So looking forward to these meetings. Appreciate you guys coming out and supporting. You know, it's a beautiful thing. One of our car guys spoke to me. I think he's getting 2 of our vehicles are really close to being sold. We have a commitment by 2 buyers. So, you know, we're getting some progress in that, which is going to open up some financial windows for our team members, you know, that are in need. This week gone here, we had some donations given, which I'm excited. In the last 24 hours, we had like a good $680 donated to our team. So I'm excited. Some of our team members have some needs. I can't wait to, you know, be able to send some funds off. You know, it's a beautiful thing when we have that communal bond and that love for each other and sharing, and you know, to be able to empower each other. I think it's just so awesome. You know, Jesus clearly said it's more blessed to give than to receive, and I am a strong supporter of that principle, because I've experienced it and I see how beautiful it is and how awesome it is to be able to give out and empower. I can't stand these organizations that milk people and take from people. You know, they claim they're so awesome and beautiful and great, and people join their institutions, sometimes even their churches, and they just take and never give back and empower the people. And I've often expressed to God, you know, far be it from me to ever be a type of individual that, you know, just take from humanity and not back. So it excites me when donations come in and I could send off and empower our team members. That excites me, it blesses me. And I also take from my own resources at times and bless the team members, but I want you guys to take on that same spirit of giving and start where you're at. And like we were discussing earlier about, you know, meeting up locally and empowering each other locally, give to each other, take care of each other's needs. It's part of what makes us unique. It's part of what makes us a family. And we become a source of good, and it is awesome. It's life fulfilling. It's exciting. You know, it's beautiful. So we have to first start that here with our team, our group, as a family, and then we take it to the world. We take it to the world.
That's it.
You know, so very, very excited about that. So that's it, family. That's the end of our Zoom meeting. All right. Everybody's good. Any closing words?
It was great. It was great.
It was awesome. It was absolutely fantastic. But I wanted the sister to say something that was just absolutely profound and remarkable to me. And I just feel like I need to, like, you know, reiterate what she said. She talked about how we are supposed to put to God each and every finer details of our lives. Tell you what, that really hit me hard, because, you know, it's one of those things that I guess I was doing, that I say probably God is not really that much in this kind of topic, you know, or this situation, when God is literally there 24/7 for everything. So that really hit hard, and that was just absolutely amazing. Thank you for saying that, sister. You know, you reaffirm my faith and love in God. Thank you for that.
Awesome. See, and this is why it's important that you guys share. You know, I don't have to be the only main person sharing on this group here. It's important that you guys come on here and share your thoughts, share your heart, because we are all seeking to be a source of empowerment to each other. And I love that. I love that. I love that. Listen, I so appreciate and love you guys.
I love you guys too.
And yes, let's say our closing goodbyes, okay?
Is there a final prayer?
Oh, that would be awesome. Brother
I
Mike,
pray.
you brought it up. Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Lead us up. That should be our tradition. You know, we open up in prayer and close in
And we
prayer.
close in prayer.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes.
awesome. Brother Mike, please lead us out, my brother.
Okay. Father God, we thank you. Thank you for a great day. Thank you for a great team. Thank you for family. Thank you for sending your son, Jesus Christ, to come down there and die for us. Thank you for bringing us together. Thank you for Mr. Avalon. Thank you for inputting in him a lot of thoughts and being able to share with us, God. Thank you for that spirit of family and gathering, God. We thank you for being with us and thank you for all those things that we've learned today and that we are about to apply into our everyday lives. We love you, God, and we continue to trust you in our ways, in our lives, in our plans, and everything we'll be doing in life. We love you. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Amen.
Amen.
Amen.
That's great. That's great. All right, family. Brother Chen, I see you there in that market. I see you. I see you.
Yeah, this is Ghana. Ghana for you.
Yes. I love it, man. I can't wait to visit.
Okay. Peace out, everybody.
All right,
Be
bye
safe.
everybody.
All right, family. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Get out.
Bye, everybody. See ya.
Goodbye.
All right, family.
Let's go.